Good morning. Today I'm going to talk to you about a very interesting topic that is about aircraft loading and unloading, right? This is part of the ground operations. So this is very, very vital. Aircraft loading and unloading is very vital. In any event of accident, the first thing they'll check is a load sheet, and the second one is the maintenance record. So these are the two things that is very, very vital in the aircraft safety, airplanes flying. So before that, let me thank Mr. Ehelapola. He is an aviation veteran, and he had extensive years of experience in working in the managerial positions in Oman Air, right? Years of experience. So he called me up and said, Prem, why don't you make a video on this aircraft ground operations? I said, yeah, I'll do that. Then he didn't even stop from there. He just sent me all the details. That is very minute details about this aircraft loading and unloading, all those procedures. So I like to thank him, and hopefully he is going to watch this video. And I have given his name and phone number, so that if anybody wants to contact him and ask some details, you can call him. Okay, it will be in the description. Okay, now gets back to our subject. So aircraft loading comes with a very three limitations and one parameter. One is, after loading the entire aircraft, the center of gravity should fall within the center of gravity range. There is a forward range and the backward range. Between that, the center of gravity should fall within that range. We call center of gravity envelope, right? That is given by the manufacturer. And all the after loading the entire aircraft, before takeoff, that center of gravity must fall within the range. That's the very first parameter. Then what are the limitations is what you call, one is zero fuel weight, right? Other one is maximum takeoff weight. Other one is maximum landing weight. So these are the three parameters limitations that you have to consider before loading the aircraft. So what is the zero fuel weight? Zero fuel weight means all the weight of the aircraft, including passengers, cargo, and everything, except even the residual fuel, except the fuel required for flying. So, right? So this is called zero fuel weight, right? That is a basic weight. Then maximum takeoff weight means before the aircraft takeoff, there is a weight. If it is overweight, what will happen? You might need a longer runway, or you might overshoot. This is another issue when you have a heavy, heavy aircraft for takeoff. And also another thing that the airports will have a high levy for the aircraft with heavy loads. So the airlines mostly try to minimize the weight limit so that they can take off smoothly. Then the maximum landing weight. If an aircraft is too heavy to land, what is going to happen? It is going to make the structural damage, right? If it is too heavy, it will hit so hard on the thing, it will damage the wings, it might damage the structures in between. Sometimes you may not notice the structure is broken, but internally structure will be damaged. So that's another major thing that they will look into. So let's come back to loading now. When you are loading, there is one more thing that they have to consider. Is like, certain things can go on certain areas of the aircraft. For example, livestock like animals and all should go to certain areas. They can't be loaded in every section because they need ventilation, they need air conditioning, they need some sort of live matter. So that has to be loaded in certain areas. And there are some like dangerous goods that has to be loaded in the safest area. Then other materials, sporting goods, right? That has to be loaded in certain sections. Then heavy items need to be stored in the mostly heavy items are stored in the center of the aircraft, right? And you have baggages, you have cargoes, you have mails, and all kinds of things need to be loaded. So what they do is when they are loading the aircraft, they follow a pattern. So that there is one person called load planner, right, or cargo planner, whatever the company airline designates, and he prepares the load sheet, right? He prepares the load sheet, and in that he will specify, okay, this items should be go to here, then this item should be go here, this item should go here. Then there is one person called load supervisor. He will supervise the entire loading and make sure that everything is stored. And one more thing, when they are loading, what is the other issue? That it shouldn't move in the flight, right? So the wide body aircraft will have pallets and the containers, but whereas in the light ones you can have the you can have nets, right? And tie down material so that it won't move while flying. So this is another major factor, right? And also when you're loading, you should make sure it doesn't go nose heavy, tail heavy. All this has to be considered while loading. Then after loading, the load sheet is prepared. The load sheet is every detail is given. For example, it will have flight takeoff airport to destination airport. Number of flight crews. Flight crews means they will say 2-4. If they say put 2-4, what does that mean? 2 pilots and 4 flight attendants. Sometimes they say 2-5 or 2-6. It depends on the thing. Then every passenger sitting areas, like they divide into 3 sections: forward, mid, and rear. And there they divide the number of passengers, male, female, and children. So if the males are sitting in the forward area, that's why in your boarding pass they already given you the areas you're going to sit.